Hi everyone, I'm Vida Delisi. In this video, we're going to talk about 3 tips for realtors and how they can ensure a smooth closing when listing or selling a tenanted property. We receive an overwhelming number of calls from realtors. In fact, we provide legal support to realtors throughout the province of Ontario. And here are 3 tips that realtors can use to ensure a smooth closing when selling a tenanted property. Number 1, proper disclosure. Realtors, make sure you have the appropriate documentation, including the lease, any deposit information, a tenant acknowledgement. Make sure you have that in advance and that you provide it to the other side upon receipt of an agreement of purchase and sale. This way, everything is disclosed early on. Number 2, communication. Communication is key, and what that means is that we have to communicate effectively to the tenant. Because if we don't, that means the tenant will interfere, or there's a chance that the tenant will interfere with the sale of the property. Any notices for entry must be provided 24 hours notice in advance. Whether it's common practice where when an appointment is booked, it's confirmed directly with the tenant, or whether it's when the realtor goes to the front door and posts a notice of entry. Communication has to be very clear. In fact, showing instructions should also be clear that buyers and buyer agents should provide and be courteous to the tenants, meaning that when they enter the property, they need to knock first, turn off all the lights, make sure that they leave a card, and take off their shoes. Remember, when you're selling a tenanted property, even though it's an investment for the seller, that property is the tenant's home, and we need to be courteous. And number 3, any past history of the tenant must be disclosed early on in the process, and that includes any existing disputes. In the Residential Tenancies Act, Section 18 specifically states, covenants that run with the land continue when there's a change in title, meaning that if there were ever any existing disputes between the current landlord and the tenant, whoever is acquiring the property and or the tenancy will carry forward those existing disputes. And that's why these need to be provided in advance to the buyer. I hope you found this video informative. If you have any questions, always call us first.